reported dead. Well, the BBC's James Sales is in Bangkok for us. James, you were close to the area during the blast. Just tell us what you saw.
Well, I heard the blast go off from the Mania building, which is where the Bangkok bureau is, and the windows didn't shatter, but they certainly, you knew there was a big bomb nearby, so we all headed down to the street, and immediately you could smell the cordite. You knew that a bomb had gone off, and as I managed to get a trauma pack from the office, a first aid kit, and headed down there, and as we got closer, there were lots of bodies. There was one person who'd literally been unfortunately cut in half by the blast, and as we got nearer to where the Erawan shrine is, you could see the railings that usually are all the way around protecting it had literally been blasted out. And I went into where the shrine is, where there were lots of bodies. I saw at least 9 people, unfortunately, who looked like they had died, and lots of Chinese tourists as well. I tried to administer CPR to one particular guy who was in his 40s. Family were with them, and he didn't make it, but there were lots of people with horrific injuries. As far as I'm aware, this is the biggest explosion in Bangkok in a very long time. And lots of scenes of distress amongst everyone, really, and total shock.
I can imagine. Jonathan was just reporting there a little earlier about just scenes of utter chaos, people running confused, not sure exactly what had happened.
Indeed. I mean, when we arrived, there were only a few ambulances that were on the scene, and it was, yeah, just chaos, really. There's a hospital quite nearby, which is the police hospital, which sits next to Central World, and so within a relatively short period there were nurses and paramedics arriving on the scene who were stretchering people into the hospital, but lots of Chinese tourists unfortunately appear to have been caught up in this incident, and lots of children even. I saw some children who'd been impacted by the blast, which is obviously very distressing.
We're yet to get confirmation of the actual numbers. We're hearing that at least 15 people are reportedly dead, and dozens more are injured. And you've said that there were a number of ambulances close by. We spoke to one eyewitness who said there was about 20 or 30 ambulances in the area now.
Yeah, I mean, they did arrive on the scene relatively quickly. I mean, it's such a busy thoroughfare. That particular corner at that time of night, you've got people selling garlands, you've got people releasing birds to make offerings to the shrine, and so it would have been especially busy around the time of the explosion. And it looked to be quite a powerful bomb from the devastation that I certainly saw afterwards.
And what are you seeing there now? I know you're at the bureau at the moment, but have the police cordoned the area off?
They have, yeah. As I left the scene, they'd secured the area. Some of the army had arrived on the scene, but there is a lot of confusion, and I thought they hadn't quite contained the area at the time that I was there, but lots of very distressed people, obviously, and I understand, I saw a tweet just a moment ago of people here in Bangkok asking for Chinese translators to come to some of the hospitals to try and assist in some capacity with what's happened this